Good morning. Once again, we're back in the Red River Gorge. The tunnel, the gateway to adventure. Hello, friend. Back in the gorge today. Today we're going to check out Copperas Falls. Several arches along the Copperas Creek Valley. We'll try to see a few of those today as well. At half a mile in, you will pass a huge boulder in the middle of the creek. Goes almost the width of the creek. That is Large Marge. Just past Large Marge, you'll see some user trails working down to the creek bed. You'll want to go straight across here. This is the unofficial trail that'll take you to Hopewell Arch. Follow that user trail up the hill until you reach an old road bed where you'll make a left. And when you reach the drainage that comes down from Hopewell Arch, you'll see another user trail cut uphill to the right. Follow that up to the rock face and work your way up to Hopewell Arch. Hopewell Arch does have a little bit of a scramble just below it, so keep that in mind. But it is one of the nicer arches in the gorge and well worth the effort. Being as it is the dry part of the year in July, don't be too nervous whenever you come upon a dry creek bed here. I'll show you in a little while where the water went to. At about 8/10 of a mile, the creek will return. From here, you can see it going underground. The creek follows underground for approximately half a mile and resurfaces just before Copperas Creek reaches 7:15. At 9/10 of a mile, you'll reach a large campsite. Anyone who saw Copperas Falls videos on YouTube was probably familiar with this campsite. From here, we're gonna make a right up the hill. You can see a little user path headed that way. We're gonna go check out Copperas Arches. As you work your way up the hill from the campsite, you'll find that the user trail is easy to follow and in pretty good shape. Once you reach this large rock face, you'll want to continue around to the right, where you can continue to make out a pretty good user trail. The uphill as you follow the cliff line is pretty steep, nothing too crazy, but it is steep, so be prepared. As you've probably been hearing waterfall for a while now, once you reach the first Copperas Arch, you will see Big Trickle Falls. And if you want to get to the base of Big Trickle Falls, you just follow the cliff line around and you can make it up and down right here at the end of the rock shelter. Check out the arches real quick. So we will walk through this one. This arch is actually a lot bigger than I anticipated. And the rock shelter opens on up as you come around. Here to your left will be the next arch. It actually goes all the way across the front of the rock shelter. On over to this little double arch. I was pleasantly surprised by how nice the Copperas arches were, and now I question myself as to why I'd never been here before. Here's the steep area. Nothing too crazy, but it gets the juices flowing on the way up. There are several creek crossings along this hike, so I recommend wearing some water shoes or something you don't mind getting wet. Most of the crossings are similar to this one and have rocks that you can do a little rock hop across. And for the most part, you can stay dry if you want to. Halfway up Copperas Creek, you find a small falls. It's a nice place to stop and take a break if you need to. Take in the scenery. This whole hike's along the creek bed, and there's a lot to see. I forgot to mention that Copperas Falls Trail is an unofficial trail, which means it's user created. So there are no markers, but it is easy to follow as it is a high traffic area and follows along the creek all the way to Copperas Falls. At 1.8 miles in, not far from Copperas Creek Falls, you will see a user trail cutting up to the right, and this will lead us to Sandy Arch. Surprisingly, the trail up to Sandy Arch hasn't been beat as bad as I figured it would have been by now. So expect a little bit of a bushwhack on this faint user trail. This rock shelter, as soon as you top the hill below Sandy Arch, is one of my favorite parts of the area because of all the great geology. Though it is just a short climb from Copperas Creek up to Sandy Arch, it is pretty steep. But you are rewarded with some great geology, a lot of lysogang banding, and as we work our way over this way, you'll see a total of 3 arches. 1, to. And then Sandy is just to the right. I'll get a better angle on it in a minute. And here is Sandy Arch. As you can see, it has some beautiful color in the rock shelter, and probably where it gained the name Sandy. If you would like to see the opposite side of Sandy Arch, it is possible to follow a faint user trail on around the rock shelter and around to the back side. Caution you, if you do decide to check out the back side of Sandy Arch, the hillside is steep, so be careful. At 1.9 miles in, you'll begin to hear the sound of the falls. The trail leads you around through some large boulders. Work your way between the boulders and around to Copperas Falls. Got here early, so I'm the only one here at the falls. I'm going to take a few minutes, enjoy the falls, get a few shots in with the cannon, rehydrate, and it'll be time to head back towards the truck. If you follow the rock shelter around to the right past the falls, there's a large flat area down here. As you can see, plenty of black from fires in the past. I have been here and seen people with tents set up here. Don't be those people. Copperas Falls has been one of my favorite places in the gorge since my very first visit, and that's been almost 6 years ago. I hope you enjoyed today's adventure out to Copperas Falls. It was another hot one. I'm still roasting right now, but it was well worth the trip. If you would, give me a like, subscribe. I hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching.